Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me on the phone lines, Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe. Hello, Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe.
Yeah, good morning. I can hear you.
Great. Your line sounds very clear.
Yeah, I'm quite far from Accra, that's why.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, of course, I'm sure that a lot of people have been reading this long article that exposes quite a lot about the NPP and seeks to cast a very bad image of the party as regards matters of infighting, mistrust, including what appears to be confidential communication between President Kufuor and yourself, Nana Akufo-Addo and yourself, which is supposed to be out there in an article titled "Dan Botwe is a Myth," and reducing Dan Botwe to nothing after all the great things that he's done for the NPP, leading it to two solid election victories. I've spoken to you already, but let's have you say it on air. Are you the author of this article, Doc?
Now, if you know me very well, and I believe quite a lot of people know me in this country, firstly, let me say I categorically deny having recently made any recommendations to Nana Akufo-Addo regarding the choice of a campaign manager or any political decision for that matter. This story is mischievous and malicious and must be treated with the contempt that it deserves. I have never been one to run away from my own comments, and this is a notorious fact. I have been informed that the comment was received by email. I have never communicated to the media by email in my life, and again, that is a notorious fact.
My checks show
the email address.
Yes, that's the question I was going to ask, because my checks show that the email address is Nyaho-Tamakloe,
which is totally false. Totally false. My email address, and I don't care, give it to the public. It's nyahot@gmail.com. I have never used Hotmail in my life. Now, the email address, as I said, in question, does not belong to me. My name is also spelled wrongly. I never write my name the way it has been written in the email. And I must end by saying that I don't post articles in social media. So who is behind this? The group of people who did, and I can tell you, I'm 100% sure it's coming within our own party.
Oh, so
if they have a problem there, let me finish, please. Let me finish.
Right.
I'm so upset. Let me finish, please.
I'm listening.
I have not seen Dan Botwe with my eyes for close to 5 years. I know Dan Botwe very well. I have not sat down with Akufo-Addo close to 2 years. We've been meeting occasionally. I think I've met him twice. This year, I think once, and last year, this year twice. One at Aliu Muhammad's second anniversary, and recently at Francis Poku's wife burial. I met Akufo-Addo. We are close friends. I have not had any political discussion with him for 2 years now. So who is behind this has to be very careful, because I'm going deep down, and I'll get the person, and what will happen to him, he will never forget in his life.
Well, why do you think, Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe, that anybody would do such a damning article, an article that goes to, can erupt a lot of difficulties in the NPP and put your name to it? Why? Why would anybody do that?
That is difficult for me to guess. But I believe strongly that a lot of people know my position, my stand in the party. The fact that I speak my mind openly. When Nanado, about 4 years ago, was having difficulties with his selection for the second time, Bawumia, I was the key figure who defended his position, and that was Bawumia. I had a lot of problems with it. And I'm the type who will say it as it is. That is my nature.
Has this been linked to you because you're against Nana Addo selecting Botwe as his campaign manager going into the 2016 elections?
No, don't bring me into that fray at all.
Right.
For 2 years, for 2 years, I have not had any political discussion with Nana Addo. 2 solid years. I used to be with him closely in 2008 and 2012. Right? Now, what happens now within his circles, I don't know anything about. You follow me? Now, what I suspect is happening, there might be 2 factions, 2 or 3 factions, I know. And one faction that I suspect decided to use my name because they know definitely when you put honey outside, it will catch flies. And they know by doing that, they will have the ears of a lot of people in discussing that particular issue. I have no interest in that at all. Let me make that position clear.
Which are these factions you're talking about?
They know themselves. I'm not going to be pinpointing people. The factions are there.
But you have indicated that you're not going to take this lying down.
I will not. I will not.
And again, this is very serious. Is your name on it? This is very serious.
That is what. Look,
I mean, it has even legal ramifications. Yeah.
Listen to me. I've explained 3 things to you. 1, the name that is not my name. That's what the way I write my name. And name means a lot to me. 2, the email address used is not my email address. 3, I am not the type of person who will say something and run away from it. That has been my nature. Anyone who knows me well will tell me. So with these 3 points, and definitely I will never write the way that person put the thing up there.
Okay.
As I said, to me, it's something that appears to be worrying my party, and those responsible for such things. If the party leadership is not going to look for them, I'll look for them.
All right, Doc, thank you very much for spending just a brief of your time with us. We understand you're very busy at this moment.
Let me end up with one. I've written a rejoinder.
That is so.
To your station, and I hope Constitution will make sure that rejoinder comes out, and then you withdraw that particular statement from there.
You have done more than a rejoinder on this platform. Thank you very much this morning, Doc.
You are welcome.
Okay, so that is Dr. Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe. And this is the rejoinder he says that he sent in respect of that story. And a copy was sent to me last night. It says, Botwe is a myth. Nyaho-Tamakloe. I categorically deny having recently made any recommendations to Nana Akufo-Addo regarding the choice of a campaign manager or any other political decisions for that matter. This story is mischievous. Mischievous is written in capital letters, caps, and malicious. So is malicious written in caps, and must be treated with the contempt that it deserves. I have never been one to run away from my own comments, and this is a notorious fact. I have been informed that the comments were received by email. I have never communicated to the media by email, and this is another notorious fact. The email address in question does not belong to me. Apart from that, my name is also spelled wrongly, and I don't post articles in the social media. I demand a withdrawal of the said article from the page forthwith, since I am not the author. Now, I'm sure quite a good number of you may have already seen that particular article, and that article is titled, Botwe is a myth. And among other things, it seeks to suggest that Nana Addo is heading to fail yet another time in 2016 if he doesn't do some soul searching and, change the people that he uses for his campaign. More importantly, that Nana Addo ignored the President Kufuor's advice not to use any of the 17 or so other people who contested him the first time for the flag bearership. That Nana Addo ignored that advice and employed all those people as his campaign, campaigners. And is one of the reasons he failed? Again, that he was advised by President Kufuor not to use any person that he made a minister and subsequently sacked. And that included Dan Botwe, who was sacked, and also, Yao Safo-Mafo. Unfortunately, Nana Akufo-Addo, seeking to show that he was independent and that he was in control, decided to ignore this advice from Kufuor and put these people as his campaign managers, including Dr. Konadu Apreku, and he says all of this worked against him. And yet there appear to be plans or some sort of, considerations for Dan Botwe to become his campaign manager. And the article goes to point out that Dan Botwe will be a disaster because he has failed on many occasions, and a lot of allegations against him about how he failed when he was given the job by Nana Akufo-Addo to lead the campaign and so on and so forth, how he's presently failing as the minority chief whip in parliament, and how he's not a team player, and how he's such a bad idea as a campaign manager for Nana Akufo-Addo. I've spoken to Dan Botwe. Dan Botwe says, well, he's been out of town. He just came into town, and he's reading it with a lot of disgust. He's reading with a lot of surprise. He doesn't want to speak to it. What is important is that he doesn't think that he just wants to speak to it. But I think that he'll be relieved to hear Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe say that this article was not uttered by him. Dr. Nyaho-Tamakloe's name is Nyaho Nyaho-Tamakloe, and the last Tamakloe, Nyaho is hyphenated. Nyaho-Tamakloe is hyphenated. This one is simply Nyaho-Tamakloe. He says that's not how his name is spelled, and whoever put it out there is up to something. You've heard him, that there's some group within the party that is doing this. And I can confirm that there are other people within the party who subscribe to what Nyaho-Tamakloe just said.